Okay, so Shalom, Shalom, Israel, Sha'ak Bayana. This time doing the video is a little different from how I normally do it. And I know I normally got my drag race board up with my markers doing my thing, but I'm gonna switch it up a little bit for y'all. So today I'm doing something a little different from how I normally do things. And this time I'm going into the Apocrypha. So it's gonna be a translation out of the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 4. And I'm going to show y'all how things are worded in Hebrew when you translate them versus how things are in any other language. As far as English, I'm gonna keep it simple for y'all. So let me just share the screen with y'all. There we go. So this is right here. This is out of the Wisdom of Solomon from the Apocrypha, one of the books that was taken out of the Bible some time ago. And I'm gonna read through the scripture and just kind of break down. I'm gonna read from the Apocrypha what it actually says before you go to the translation. So this is out the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 4. It says, "For into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject unto sin." So if you see here, the last line I got written out, it's worded differently. That's because in English it wouldn't make sense to put it this way. So back into the symbols, I got kaya, laka, taba'a, ha, hakama, balab, ra, rai, wala'a, tanawak, banapash, ha, hata'at. All right. And down here, the pronunciations of the symbols I was just reading through. And here, when you see this written this way, you know, you read it from left to right. But with the symbols, you read it from right to left. So starting from the left down here and the right up top here, this would be the first word that I just read, which are these first two symbols. All right, so this is, let me highlight that for y'all. This is kaya, which is right here. All right, so those two go hand in hand from right to left and down here from left to right. So starting from this end, it's kaya, la'a, taba'a, ha, kama, balab, rai, wala'a, tanawak, banapash, ha, hata'at. All right, and down here is the literal translation, what you see up top. Now, in Hebrew, sometimes you do got to add words in there to make it make sense. So if I was to just read this straight through as and translate it at the same time, it'll just be for wisdom, for not come wisdom in heart, evil, and not thou rest in soul sinning. It would sound a little funny. So you have to kind of dress it up a little bit to make it make sense in English. So you have to say for wisdom will not come, right, to an evil heart and will not rest in a sinning soul. So it's kind of like not a whole lot of stuff added, but it's just enough to make it flow smooth in English. But as back in those times when we were reading right Hebrew, we understood it and on a different level. There was no confusion on what we were reading and how we were understanding it. We already knew exactly what everything meant, so it wasn't a mystery to us. Now coming back into our culture and coming back into our language and learning the things that we used to do aforetime, hey, this is the way that we got to look at it now, so we grasp a better understanding of it. Right. So I'm gonna jump back into the scripture in the Apocrypha again, just to give you another little reflection on what things would sound like. So up top here, the Kayala'a. Now in the Apocrypha, it says for into a malicious soul. So it's using a little different wording than it does here. Because this one says an evil heart. and that'll be right here. Let me highlight that. Right here, evil heart. Okay, so these two go hand in hand. All right. So let me go back through that again. So I have for into a malicious soul, right here, evil heart. Wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject unto sin. All right. And here it says, will not rest in a sinning soul. So it's kind of worded differently for it to be understood in Hebrew. So I'm going to get this. Will not rest. Right here. All right. Now I want to go through every little crumb and fragment of it because I don't. It can get confusing, you know. So what I'm gonna be doing is doing other like grammar lessons and going through other scriptures, and I am going to revisit this scripture in particular, and I might even throw in the verse 1 down to verse 4 just to tap things more in depth. But this was my first, go at the Apocrypha itself, So I'm just kind of like being careful and just taking it, taking it a little taking it slow. Uh, Another thing I wanted to point out here is a word like this where you see and will not up here. This represents, I'm gonna highlight that too. This represents that and not. No, it's not technically saying and will not, it's just saying and not. So where you see and here, let me start right here. Where you see and here, this one symbol in front of the word not represents that word and, right? La is to say not, right? And then danawak represents to rest. Right? So that's another little way to look at it. Some words in Hebrew that join together to bring forth as it's joined together as one word. You don't necessarily have to use them separately, or it won't make sense to separate this as in English. You separate the word and then you continue on. You put it together, and as it's written in the scriptures and in the scrolls and things. You put it together as one word. But when you see this symbol right here, most of the time in the beginning, it does represent and, you know. So it's a joining to the word that is gonna go into, whether it says and not and will and have or things of that nature. That's how it's written in Hebrew. Um then here where you have the symbol, the ba symbol, the second letter in the alphabet in the Hebrew. Do this one. This one. This would be in. So this would be in, and this would be soul. Now up here, where it says Tanawak Banapash, Ha Chata'ath, right? Rest, to rest in a soul sinning. It's kind of separated down here. But that's so, it makes sense as you read it. So this word here, in, is right here on the end. Let me get that highlighted too. So these two words go hand in hand. The symbol the ba and the word in. Now notice they put a, so a sinning soul. You don't have to put any word up here to represent the a in Hebrew. It's already known that within the grammar and it's already known that this is you're referring to uh, um somebody with an evil soul, somebody that's living in sin. So you don't have to join the word a there, and there is no word a there to put in the middle when you deal with Hebrew. That's completely left out. All right. And it'd be sinning soul. So just a little something short and brief. Not planning on dragging this out too long, but I'm going to go through the scripture again. Once again, this is what's that right there? Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 4. That's Hakama Shalama, and that's not saying that's just saying wisdom, and that's saying Solomon. You don't have to put the word of in there. You don't have to put wisdom of Solomon. You're just saying wisdom, and in Hebrew, it's already known who the wisdom is of. It's of Solomon. So it's not necessary to put the extra words in there, join in the middle to draw that conclusion. Everything is straight to the point in Hebrew. You know, just like sometimes we might say the term, "Oh, he did." That's pretty much like Hebrew grammar. That's how it's written. That's how we spoke. Everything straight to the point. No words to draw out nothing. No add-on sentences. None of that. All right. So once again, from the top, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 4. It's Kaya Laka Taba'a Hakama Balab Rai Wala'a Tanawak Banapash Ha Khata'a. All right. And that's for wisdom will not come to an evil heart and will not rest in a sinning soul. All right. So I'm reading out the Apocrypha again. This is how it is in the Apocrypha. For into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body of that subject unto sin. All right. And once again, I'm your Agbayana. I'm gonna be dropping more lessons like this out the Apocrypha. Um, I may go back and like I said, I'm going to go back and bring this scripture out again. I'm gonna do a little bit more in depth. I'm gonna add some verses into it, and I'll go into other books like Maccabees, Ecclesiasticus, known as Sirach, the Three Holy Children, Bel and the Dragon, just some of the books that was taken out of the Bible, and I'm gonna do some translations on those as well. So definitely look out for those videos. Thanks for viewing this. Drop me a comment, like, subscribe. Let me know if you got any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer them. All right, shalom.